Okay, well, I'm back in the shop again after some medical leave. So this one is, we're going to be checking the brakes on this and disassembling the whole back end, cleaning it up, and I'm also going to remove the pedals, chain, and everything else. So first thing you do, get rid of this pedal. Now you're going to find a lot of these are hammered in or in there pretty good over the years. Just go out almost all the way, make sure the nut's flat. Just hit it lightly. Keep tapping. You want to check your threads every now and again, make sure you're not buggering them up. These are very hard to find, these bolts. I like to make new ones after anyways. That's no big concern. There we go. And then when you take the nut off, it straightens out the threads after if you buggered them up any. You want to grab your punch. Also tap that out. Be gentle with them. You can clean that up on the grinder. That's still usable. So just hopefully your hammering has loosened everything up a little bit. Nice clean shaft. It's not too bad bike. And then you come over here. Loosen off the chain tightener. Now I'll show you a trick after reassembling these. So I like to put 2 bolts in there because I find one tends to slacken off after a while. And I like my chain a certain tightness and I want it to stay there. So disconnect that. This pivot is a bit of a pain here. I find sometimes this plate bends, so you can bend it back, and so it makes better contact with this hole here. Let me see if I can get the chain out of there. This hole here, there's a little nub in the back here that it pivots on. If this plate bends, it won't pivot on that anymore, and it'll keep popping out on you. Ditch the chain. You may have to remove that bolt first on the back tire. You will have to readjust everything afterwards, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about the brakes, don't worry about all that. As you can see, I just take the bottom end off it. It's easier to work on the bench. Sweetie. There you go. This chain's a bloody mess. To clean it up. I have to slide out that shaft to get that chain out of there, I think. Oh, there it goes. Chain off. 4 bolts take off the back end. Anytime now. This is a 3/4. These are 13s. Everything's 10. I don't know if you've ever worked on Honda before, but holy wow. Pretty much all the same. They like to use the same bolts. Okay, believe it or not, that does come out. Okay. Well, continuing on with this, I had to loosen this up by taking my wrench and something like that, and standing on it while holding this on the floor, and away she goes. Just unscrews. It will take effort to get it out if it's been sitting a long time. That unscrews. Comes off with a nice little easy to clean unit. Brake bearing assembly pops out. There's a fair amount of brake meat on this one. Bearing's still good. Over here, you want to hold this, otherwise it will drop out the bag. So just hold it with your thumb as you flip it around. Take out the whole drive assembly, rear hub. There you go, she's ready to be cleaned up. Might want to scuff that up with some bristle. Just take off a light layer of surface rust. And that is your drive assembly. One thing you have to watch for on these is this bearing right here. If you turn the pulley, that bearing should move with it. It's just that easy. It turns with it. Always refill, like change the lube in these. So I'm going to drain this one if there's anything left in it and refill it. I believe the manual says 5W30. Check the manual, be sure. I have another drive here, and when you spin it, you see the bearing is seized. It doesn't move at all. So I have another bearing for this guy, a little cleaner, but you see this pulley is actually broken on here. I have to take that and weld that back into place. You should be able to take the pulley and spread the faces pretty easily, once you don't get your fingers caught in there. So I haven't done it with this one yet, but here we go. There you go, still good. So this will take some time in the bucket, clean it up, and away she goes. Now, changing the brake pads on here. Wait, that's the other one. Okay, this is the good one, so I'm not going to be changing those. I'm going to clean this up though, take it apart, clean it. But on this one, from the other hub, it does need to be changed. So you need to pop the spring out of here. I'm going to cover it with your thumb so you don't lose the spring. Sometimes it's easier to just pop this out. Never fails, right? Phone always rings when you're doing something. Well, you guys should be glad I wasn't in the shower. Just pop it off on assembly with the brakes like that. You can stretch them out after and put them on there. These ones are shot. I'm going to clean this up. Got a new set of brake pads. Got them from Treats, this set. I can give them a try. And they just fit on right on there. And that's it. So you replace the brakes. And the springs go on there after. Or before, like I was showing you. So that's it. That's how to take apart. I will clean it up and show you the finished product at the end of the video. And see you guys in a bit. There you go, there's the completed, cleaned up assembly. Brakes are all back in it. This is all adjusted. See, there's another hole right there. You can throw another bolt in to lock that down. Make sure you run your wiring. Get all the correct holes. It's nice to have grommets and stuff like that, but it's not uber necessary. There's not a lot of sharp edges. They did a really good job building the Honda. Cleaned up everything here. Now you still have to adjust the back, the belt. You have to adjust this bolt here to adjust the belt tension once the motor and the clutch and all that's in. But for right now, here's a decent bottom end. I can throw an engine in it and carburetor, you know, get a nice bottom end going and throw it on the bike when it's ready.